Alright, so I'm on my alt. Because there is no New Game Plus for Dawntrail yet. And so I have no way of doing the MSQ and watching the cutscenes, since I already skipped them all on my main. Oh, my coffee is so hot. Unless I use my alt. Which I need my alt leveled anyway, so that's fine, but you know. Hello, Ojika. Take me away. Take me to a new world to explore. Welcome back, Slacker. I've had word from Aaronville. Seems he's managed to secure passage to Tural above a guild ship vessel. Why don't you wait in the main hall while I go and inform your travel companions? Should only take a moment. It'll only take as many moments as you need. A whole new world. A brand new place I've never seen. Waiting. 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 Oh, I should make sure voice and everything's turned on. Alright. Voice is set to 100. I wasn't sure if it was on this character or not. I think it was, but it was fine. Ojika gave us the good news. We've made ready to sail at a moment's notice. The only one yet to arrive is Aaronville himself. Ah, you're all here. Took some persuasion, but the Gleaner's Guildship has granted us places aboard a vessel bound for Tural. There'll be other passengers, researchers and artisans and the like, so we'll need to share the deck space. Yes, they're all over the place. That's fine, Aaronville. I doubt anyone expected we'd have a ship to sail all to ourselves. They're not casting off just yet, so if you have any lingering concerns, now is your time to voice them. I wouldn't call it a concern, but everyone's still clear on what we'll be doing in Tural, yes? I heckin' love sailing. We've not forgotten. The nation of Tuliolol is in the midst of deciding its next ruler. As your chosen allies, we shall assist you during the rite of succession and support your bid to become Dawn Servant. In addition to that, Alphino and I have another objective. As part of its reconstruction, Garlemald seeks ways to reconcile and re-engage with its neighbors. By visiting Tural, we hope to learn more about its myriad cultures, how its myriad cultures interact with one another, how they find common ground, develop stronger ties, the sort of insights that might help our friends in Ilsabard. We will pursue that goal in our own time. You can be assured we'll give the contest all due attention. That's all I ask. Otherwise, you're welcome to do as you like. You wanted to find out about your grandfather, right, Kryle? As far as we could determine from the old missive I found, he had been tasked with investigating the Golden City by your father, the Dawn Servant. Yet oddly enough, we have no record of investigation in our archives, nothing to explain the earring which accompanied the letter. Thus, for reasons both official and personal, I should very much like to get to the bottom of this mystery. I'm sure there'll be a chance to speak with Papa. You can get your answers right from the source. I look forward to meeting him. In any case, you're not the only one with an interest in the City of Gold. The Golden City is a children's bedtime story. I am part of this expedition only because the Third Promise has commanded that I serve as guide. Let's see. Let's do that. That way I don't have to do it later. Still playing the part of Stoic Servant, I see. What of you? Don't dare tell me you've changed your mind. No, I'm just the most hideous bun boy you've ever seen. Hoist sail and let the wind take us as she pleases. Well said. We won't get far wallowing in the shallows. Right then, if you're all committed to the journey, then I say we make ready to depart. Somebody challenged me to make a bad-looking bun boy, and I accepted. Objectively, that Thank you, by the way, for the 3 months. Snack pack. Eager as they are, the others have already left for the harbor. We're not in danger of missing the boarding call, but perhaps we should be on our way as well.
Savoring the moment? I can feel your excitement, your eagerness to explore the unknown.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders.
Yet.
We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Yet, Ally say. It's a bold statement. Technically...
Do not be so quick to relax.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're trying to stop a powerful
Tural
opponent.
may seem but a short sail away on a map. The vast seas between brim with peril. The treacherous waters of Shade's Triangle alone have claimed countless vessels.
Shade's Triangle, huh?
Even following the safe route plotted by Admiral Bufiswin herself. This will be no pleasure cruise.
I always love hearing Merlweb's name, Blofuswin.
But my voyage here was uneventful enough. Disappointingly so.
I saw you sweating when we were hunting Wooklamot.
Either way, the two of you have first-hand experience, which will be of great comfort in the days ahead, I'm sure.
Aye, it's nothing new to us.
All aboard! We're casting off!
Well, let's go. We could have had this talk on the boat.
It's time. I trust you have everything you need?
I did finally grab level 90 gear, so yeah, I'm all set, Aaronville. I'll enjoy some nice coffee and a nice I would get so sick on a cruise. I've never been
And
on a
so
cruise,
does our ship
but I
cast
get
off from
motion
the
sick.
docks. We sail west, as Kettenram did some 80 years past. Bound
Hey,
for
Mom
the
and
New
Dad.
World, known to her children as the continent of Tural.
Tural. It's never
Trust
safe
me,
when
Papa,
casting off to
when
stand
this
there.
contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me, Woklamat.
You got it, Wooklamot. Although, if your dad took one look at me, he might not think so. Be like, wait, that's your champion? I'm not so sure anymore. Oh, good. The theme I already had stuck in my head. Hey, I was listening to that. A Fox Kids anime bunny boy. Accurate.
Smooth sailing so far?
Aye, so far so good.
Aye!
See, she's a fickle one.
This guy should have a beard.
Calm one moment, blowing a gale the next.
Who's Gale and why is he getting blown?
I'll take my rest while I can then.
We left port what seems an age ago now.
It was 2
and we've
seconds
seen
ago,
naught
Kryl.
but open water ahead.
Passage of
I
time.
knew Tural was far, but it's another thing to really know. Speaking of which, some of our fellow passengers have made this trip before. Several times, in fact.
Feel bad for
I
them.
was able to learn a few things about Tural and the right of succession. Since we still have a long way to go, why not have a chat with them yourself? I'm sure you have questions of your own.
Tons. I might scare them away, though, when I ask.
Did you look out across these same waters, Grandfather?
Jump scare every time his face is shown. Just like my face in real life. See? Art imitates real life. Oh, this would be my first visit to Tural. Fontaine's the name. I was working at Estame's Aesthetics in Ul'dah, you see, but my employment with them, came to an end. That's why I visited Charlian in hopes of starting over. But I was attempting and failing to find a new job. I seized the chance to board this vessel when I overheard room for another passenger had suddenly opened up. I'm told the Dawn Servant welcomes all regardless of origin, and so Tural seemed like the perfect place to begin anew. Hopefully things will be better this time.
I see you in Eorzea before. You're a great and famous hero.
I've heard enough to playing the simpleton. There was a time when we took great pains to maintain the deception, but with more of you Eorzeans coming to Tural, it's become impractical. Besides, my mercenary days are over. Too many of our warmen have fallen, so we head home to lick our wounds. Yeah, you guys really made mistakes with all those fates you made me do. I had to kill a lot of you in some fates, man. My story? Well, since you asked, I wanted to retrace the historic journey of the great Ketanram. You know, the first Eorzean to set foot on Tural, almost 80 years ago. The Mameljar's leader is said to have welcomed Ketanram with open arms, sent him home with a bounty of silverware as a token of their friendship. The real treasure was the crops he brought back, potatoes, tomatoes, and corn, which spread across Eorzea like wildfire. That sounds almost like what happened with America. His grand adventure led to a culinary revolution. Tales say Ketanram returned to Tural several times after that, but his ship vanished during his last recorded voyage. So we know why Shades Triangle. So Shades Triangle is the exploration content of the expansion. So his vessel disappeared in Shades Triangle. So yeah, we're gonna get to either fight or learn more about Ketanram in the exploration area, almost certainly. That's a pretty big hint right there. Seasoned explorer like him could meet such an end as testimony to the ocean's peril. Yeah, that's pretty obvious that his story is the story we're going to be exploring in Shades Triangle. I heard Erenville was looking for passage to Tiliola, so I managed to squeeze his party aboard one of the chartered vessels. As fortune will have it, we had just scheduled an expedition to Tural. An adventurer, I presume. I'm a merchant myself, based in Ul'dah. Specialty imports and exports, Eorzean and Turali alike. This is your first crossing the salt, as they say. Do remember that the social mores of Eorzea are not necessarily the same over yonder. Consider this. It is not uncommon for the various races to be referred to instead by the names of certain clans. For the Makote, the Hetzero. The Hrothgar, the Zabral. Not because every member of a given clan is of the same race mind, but because many individuals of said race are associated with that clan. A fair assumption in certain cases, but take care not to give offense. Oh, this guy we know, his voice.
Did you want to make a wager? We're taking bets on who'll be sat next to the Dawn Servant's shiny chair.
There are 4 claimants in the right of succession, your young Wuklamat being one of them. But from what a Mammel bloke was telling us, the other 3 are all strong contenders. Not too many keen to risk their coin on the 3rd promise. What do you have to say, Alice? I can feel my edge starting to dull on these long sea voyages. How about some light sparring later? We're gonna destroy this ship if we spar, Alice. Did you learn anything of interest? Oh, I hadn't heard about the clan names. We should have Wuklamat and Erenville teach us the ones we should know. Actually, it's getting a little chilly up here on deck. Let's all gather in the cabin. How long have I been playing 14? Yes.
We're in for a proper storm, it seems.
Come on, Wuklamat. Just swallow it.
How's your stomach? Any better?
I don't know what you mean. I don't get seasick. I'm just feeling a little nauseous is all.
Isn't that what seasickness is?
It's just nerves, I swear.
Erenville, you were born in Tural, yes? Do many Viera live there?
The Shetona, as my people are called, have settlements mainly in the north, in Tural.
Shaktoral.
And your family?
I know nothing of my father, not even his name.
That's kind of unfortunate.
As for my mother,
Sorry, we can't talk about your mom right now. We saw this part in the, we saw this part in the trailer.
Oh dear.
Spell part of this part we saw in the trailer.
Only elders have watch! This wind's too strong to take in yourself! Man falling off the mast! We need help! Get him below decks first! Quickly! Before he's washed overboard!
Come, we should lend what aid we can.
Easy. I'm gonna quickly do... I don't know what my BGM
I
is
have
set
not
to.
seen the ocean rage with such fury before or since.
It just really didn't want us to go to Tural.
The heaving waves tossed our ship about like a toy, sending sailors tumbling. The dauntless Alizé, quick to the rescue, was almost lost to the sea herself.
Thank you, Alphino. And when this one Viera, we kind of wish he was lost to the sea itself.
Meanwhile, our champion rushed to deploy the vessel's magical defenses, and thereby shield us from the lightning.
I feel like we
What
weren't
an
even being attacked by the
extraordinary
lightning
life
until we
must
put up
lead
the shield.
to be able to operate such a device with practiced ease. Wuklamat, too, threw herself into the rescue efforts, though one might have mistaken her for another soul in distress. By the time the unruly seas had calmed, our strength was all but spent.
Yeah, could use a nice
And
meal
we had
after
yet
that.
to even glimpse the shores of Tural. In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
Everyone else just got up and left me sleeping. To be fair, when does our character ever get a good night's sleep? We try, but people always break into our rooms and stuff. Hey, you're not busy, are you? Every time we tried to go to sleep in Shadowbringers, Ardbert's like, hey. Are you asleep yet?
Morning. Joining us for some fresh air? Seems my belly has settled along with the weather, but I'll feel much better once we're on solid ground.
Good morning, Salas.
Can't be much farther now, can it?
It can't be. My chat already says I'm in instance 3 of Tural. Bird!
Seabirds. Land must be near. You need only hold out a while longer.
For a dark moment, I thought the ocean might swallow us. Glad to have my pessimism proven wrong.
In other good news, I examined the sailor who took a fall, and he's faring well. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery.
Good news indeed. If all's well, then we needn't delay in launching the landing boat. Ships have to lower anchors some way from shore. Too close, and they risk having their underbellies ripped open by the reefs that crowd Tuliolal's coasts. Come.
I gotta turn my AC on after this.
Thanks for bringing us all this way.
Ha! We only did what we were paid to do. Couldn't hardly set you adrift halfway.
Sure you could.
If anything, it should be us thanking you for helping us through that beast of a storm.
Beast!
As a matter of fact, everyone's starting to fancy your chances in the contest.
She didn't do anything. Well, I guess if her champions do, though.
Then I better not let you down. Easy, stomach. Easy.
We're the last to board. If there's nothing left to say, then let's shove off, shall we?
Thank you, Tito's, for the sub, by the way. Hey, this character still has to pay for teleports. I only have like 70-something free teleports. And like 40,000 gil.
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities.
It's the line from the
I guess
trailer!
our destination will soon be in sight.
He said the thing!
Enjoying yourself for a change?
He also said the thing!
There, look at my friends.
He said the thing for the third time!
Great adventure.
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. To my home, Tural.
She also said the thing! It's the trailer! Dawn trailer. Everyone said their thing, including the Warrior of Light, who looked forward. I'm just here to jam out. I'm here to jam.
Gods, I've seen cities with an impressive mix of cultures, but this is something else.
Is that a... No. I've never seen Vanu feathers in that color before.
That's because they're the Hanu.
You'll find much here you never knew existed. There may be a sea route now, but visitors to Tulihyolal are still few and far between. And as we don't build seafaring ships, only a handful of Turali ever venture abroad.
Mamulja sellswords mostly. Those willing to play the fool sail with Lominsan merchants to secure employment in Eorzea.
Oh, don't worry. I know all about them.
I suppose that makes us a rare sight in your country.
Rare and currently undocumented. Were there some forms we should fill out, or...?
Forms? Did you forget who you're traveling with?
She is our form.
You are outsiders? Visitors to Tural?
Yes.
We are.
Our nation is soon to hold a right of succession to choose its next Dawn servant. We will not abide interference from foreign agents seeking to foment trouble. What brings you to Tulihyolal?
To interject and
I
cause
can
trouble.
answer that. These fine people are allies in my succession bid.
Third promise. If you vouch for them, then all is well. Of course.
Please, accept our apologies.
No need to bow and scrape. That our soldiers are so diligent in their duties fills me with pride.
But don't do it again,
We'll be
or
continuing
you're
our
getting the
patrol
axe. Aloha.
Well, well. You really are a figure of authority here.
Stop getting
Are
upset
you
when you dip your
suggesting I
head
go
in the
look
fountain,
before?
Aloha.
Anyway, first things first. I bid you welcome to Tulihyolal.
Tulihyolal. Cat appreciates cat. Hello, Aaronville. What do you guys have to say? According to Aaronville, the Vanu I thought I saw before are a clan known as the Hanu Hanu. Seems they share more with the physical. Unfortunately, every time I think Hanu now, I'm going to think of Honkai, but still. What an amazing city. As lively as Ul'dan, even more colorful. I wonder what kind of trouble those soldiers are expecting. So nice to feel that familiar breeze. I wasn't sure my stomach would make it. Well, despite the storm's efforts to the contrary, here we are, safe and sound. One down, many to go. Right, and first things first. Still a little sick, I see. Still a bit queasy. No more boats for a while. I realize we've just arrived, but we should get you familiar with the city before the rite of succession begins. No arguments here. Should very much like to explore. Then I'll guide you. Are you sure you're in the condition to do so? Aha! We were wondering who these strange folk were. So the Third Promise has found herself some new followers, then. Followers? Uklamat, are you unwell? No, not at all. Couldn't be better. The Third Promise does not get seasick. No, sir. As for my hand-picked entourage here, I've recruited them to help me win the rite of succession. It's about to show them around the city, in fact. That sounds lovely. But a group of foreigners is going to attract some attention, especially if they're in the company of the Third Promise. Everyone will be curious. We certainly were. Aloha. Stop dipping your head in the fountain and then whining. Your siblings have a tendency to command a respectful distance. But you're so easy to approach. I enjoy it so much when you do. Please, don't ever worry that you're going to bother me. You're very kind. Good day to you, Third Promise. He just went and did it again. They did have a point. Uklamat is technically royalty here. Like it or not, a person of her station surrounded by this many outsiders is bound to draw a crowd. Wait, what do you mean technically? I suggest we move in two groups as to attract less attention. Just technically ignoring me then. Slacker, you and Cryo can come with me. I'll take the twins then. We'll get in touch once we've had a good look around. The voyage was hard on all of us, so take it slow and recuperate. We have enough time. We have time enough for that. Thanks for the sub, Dougie. Enjoy your wanderings. Aloha, you're out of control. Stop. Get out. Perhaps we should wait a bit, at least until Wuklamat's nausea subsides. No need for that. Look, I'm ready to go. Oh. Good thing I'll be the one leading the charge. I'm fine now, really. Can't stand around all day feeling sorry for myself, what with the contest looming and all. Now then, seeing as we're ready, I might as well tell you about the harbor. Annabelle already mentioned the reefs in our coastal waters, which explains why you don't see any big ships moored at the docks. Only vessels with shallow drafts can navigate the bay. Mostly small fishing boats or barges ferrying cargo up and down the rivers from inland settlements. Much of the incoming traffic is from Tural, the southern landmass. The clans there produce various goods for export. Their wares are unloaded here and carted off to the merchant stalls in the neighboring markets. Speaking of which, Bayside Bevy should be our next stop. Yeah, now you're accompanying me! Yeah, I know how it works. Like how she's the one showing us around, and I'm just like, yeah, by the way, get behind me. I'll take us there while you're sick. This is Bayside Bevy, Tuliola's largest marketplace, with a giant pig wandering through. Being right on the harbor, everything from fresh fish to imported wares goes directly to the shelves. Anything you want, they most likely have. Oh right, I should mention that here in Tuliola we buy things with Pel, a currency that the Pelu Pelu created. But don't worry, more and more trades coming in from Eorzea, so more shops are happy to accept your gil. There's also Wachumeki Meki, another market to the east of here, but that can wait for another time. I have other places I want to show you first. Next, we'll head back a bit, then northwards to the stairs to a certain plaza. I can't wait to see the look on your face. I can't wait to show you. Ticker, thank you for the sub. Alright, sure, I won't say no to some teleport gil. What's the other one from like fucking 3,000 days ago? I guess I could take the earrings while I'm at it. I mean, I have some tickets. Just not a whole lot of tickets comparatively. Hey, it's a serious name if that's what they're called. Yeah, it sounds about right. Hold on, Aetheryte first. I am the kind of person who would forget. Rarest mount? I don't think it's the Pterodon anymore. What do you think of that, eh? Technically, it would be the old PvP mounts, but... Goodness me, you have Aetherites in Tuliolal? I think I told you before, but my brother, Koana, spent 3 years studying at Sharlayan. He fell in love with the nation and its ways, and brought back to us knowledge of Aetherite construction. Papa warmed to the idea at once, had one built immediately. Did you do the attuning thing? If you're ready to continue, we'll head down again and then up the slope to the side. Right at the top is the gate which leads to Tural. Let's make a stop at Bright Plume Post upon the way. That's the headquarters of the Landsguard. Thank you, Steve, for the subscription. Ah, yeah. Back down into the... That was the part during Media Tour. I wanted to get right, I think, here. And I tried to go down this way, and I was like, I give up. I was like, my time's too short. I can't afford to run around Tuliolal. We have lots of narrow, winding streets that crawl up the sides of the mountain. As you can see, though, the builders made sure the city's main thoroughfares were wide enough to accompany wagons. Trudging up and down all these slopes and stairs is exhausting. I understand how a Wuklamot gets her endless endurance. Yeah, well, you know, let's do it. You're next, Kryl. Get moving. Hello, Kruger. Dude, the music's gonna carry me alone as I'm doing all this stuff. Over here we go. Here we are. Bright Plume Post. The soldiers stationed here are responsible for defending Tuliyollal and preserving the peace. The Landsguard are led by our nation's strongest warrior, and so naturally Papa has commanded them since the beginning. At least until 3 years ago, when Zorlja took over as commander. Well, that's unfortunate. The title is no empty honor. It means the first promise is considered equal to the Dawn Servant in martial strength. Meanwhile, I haven't even managed to. Well, I'll discuss my brothers and their accomplishments later. Alfino and Alice should be around to hear it too. Come on, it's time I showed you the Sky Gate. It's right at the northern end of Talonmarch. I think like 6 GPS. That's a big old gate. Massive, isn't it? Thank you. Oh, you mean the gate. Okay, my bad. And on the other side is an equally massive bridge to match. Both were constructed by a race of giants, the Yakhui. Strictly speaking, Tural is actually 2 separate continents. Yaktural, the southern lands of the mother, and Zaktural, the northern lands of the father, which lie beyond the bridge. I need to fight Gilgamesh on this bridge. Legends say it used to be one great landmass, but long, long ago, the 2 gods fought a titanic battle, and when one threw the other to the ground, the impact was so devastating as to split the continent in twain. Later this morning, Lon. A familiar sounding tale. I am put in mind the conflict between Hydaelyn and Zodiac. Getting back to Zaktural, these lands are also part of the Tuliyollal nation, correct? That's right. Isn't my father incredible? He united the people of 2 continents into a single nation. The many clans of Tural have been at war for generations. It was only when Papa traveled the lands and put a stop to their myriad conflicts that we finally had peace. And that's the main reason I want to win the throne, so I can preserve the peace he built. But I see you're more interested in what's behind the gate than hearing about my aspirations. Content! Crossing the bridge to Zaktural requires a special travel pass. Unfortunately, they won't issue any new permits until the Rite of Succession is over. Promise to get you one when I'm Dawn Servant. But until then, you'll just have to wait. Make sure you win. Mark my words. But who's Mark? You really mean that? Woe to anyone who stands between you and your adventure. We must have covered half the city by now. Tuliyollal is unlike any place I've ever visited. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. We'll head west next, towards the Arch of the Dawn. The dirigible landing is on the way. You have dirigibles too? Tuliyollal certainly doesn't want for methods of travel. We get by. Now, if you've seen enough of this area, let me know and we'll continue on. The Arch of the Dawn is on the other side of the city, so speak up if you see something that interests you as we walk. Mark is Will's best friend. No, I won't allow it. I can't wait to just get back out into the world and hear the battle theme again. I find a great deal of joy in that. Also, good thing I play Fizz range, so I have Peloton for all the moving around Tuliyollal. Only thing that'd be better is Ninja, just Yukuchi. I'm still struggling to conceive how one could construct an entire city on the side of a mountain. Kryle, look at what we went to space. How can this be beyond your understanding? I mean, you didn't go to space, but I went to space. There's rabbits on the moon. This was originally the site of a Yahui temple. The giants built it when they were first making the bridge to Tural to appease the god who slumbers in the great ocean trench. After the Yahui withdrew, the temple stood empty for centuries. So when Papas was establishing his new nation, he saw a structure he could refurbish into a palace, sitting patriarchally in the center of Tural. He gathered artisans to do the work, and the houses they built for themselves became the foundation of the city you see today. Speaking of houses, we'll be passing... You can't say speaking of houses around players, Wukulmat. You can't do that. You're not allowed... You're never allowed to start a sentence in Final Fantasy XIV with speaking of houses. You're just not allowed to do it. It's illegal. Foul play. We'll be passing through the Resplendent Quarter, the biggest residential district. You can't say the words residential district either. You can't do that either. You're literally saying all of the things you're not supposed to say right now. Okay? The biggest residential district in Tuliyollal. We climb these set of stairs here all the way up. You just can't say those things. She doesn't understand the beast she's unleashing. Housing. Papa's palace is called Valak Shunsa, which roughly translates to invincible resilience. Probably want to take a closer look, but we'll come back here later. Let's move on for now. The sheer scale of this place is incredible. I wonder what the carving at the top represents. That's her way of getting you to do the jump puzzle. I wonder what the carving at the top represents. The Resplendent Quarter. You can't... We have to get out before everyone notices. Good thing I already know how to navigate Tuliyollal because of doing the MSQ. Like skipping through. So this is the Resplendent Quarter. What manner of people live here? Oh, we have residents from all the Tural clans. Mamulja, Zibral, Pelu Pelu, Moblin, Hanu Hanu. We also have the Tonawata, Hetsaro, and the Shitsona who moved south from their ancestral lands in Tural. In essence, it's a gathering of people from every corner of Tural. A true representation of Tuliyollal's diverse character. The adornments on each building contribute to the eclectic cultural aesthetic. It's so beautiful. I'm glad you think so. Come, we continue down these stairs. We're continuing down the stairs. As she just said. Oh, let me sprint instead. The big drum here is called the Dawn Herald. They play it for formal occasions, like when honoring the Landsguard's return from a dangerous duty. Duty. I tried hitting him with my axe once and ripped his skin. Earned me a proper scolding, let me tell you. I think that was the time Papa held me upside down by the ankle. He's a big guy, so I believe it. I've never seen such an enormous drum. What would one even use to beat such an instrument? Lalafels. Sorry, Kryle. You wanted to know why Galuf came here, and now you know. It's really more like you launch the Lalafell at it, like with a slingshot. Like a catapult. A Lollipult. And here are our dirigibles. Not bad, eh? I hear other nations use airships to sail the skies, but you'll only find balloons in Tuliyollal. We have them for the exact same reason as the Etherites. Koana brought back the plans from Charlian, and Papa thought them fantastic and commissioned their construction. This was around 3 years ago. Since that time, we've added flights to other settlements. Trade with frontier communities has never been easier. Man, he's looking like a way better candidate than you, Wukwaman. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm questioning, do I want it? Like, I know you asked first, but like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, sometimes I'm from New Jersey. You know, sometimes you're a Jets fan, sometimes you're a Giants fan. Just who's doing better that year? You know what I mean? But that's enough about dirigibles. The Arch of the Dawn awaits. Oh, let me grab the thing. Aloha, I need you to go take a nap, pal. And then the last one is the cabins. And I'll have to go back to the inn plenty. At least the running gives me plenty of time to sip on my coffee. Coffee, not the best drink for voicing unvoiced scenes, as I've learned historically, but I think it'll have to do. It does power the mind and body, but not the voice. Oh, I could answer that one, Mizu. Should be an unskippable coming up. This is it. The Arch of the Dawn. It actually might be this one. When the Giants were still... No, it's not this one. It's coming up. I think it's like right after this one. When the Giants were still here, it was known as the Tural Landgate. But when Papa found the Tuliolal, everyone began using his present name in honor of his great achievement. Through this gate is Kozamauka, the wetlands south of the city. Depending on what the right of succession asks of us, we might end up going in that direction. Kozamauka. The name alone is intriguing. Speaking of which, what were those fluffy animals we passed earlier? The alpacas? The alpacas! Ah! Ah, those are alpacas. Fearsome four-legged fiends. Fearsome? They seem quite placid to me. You'll learn soon enough, Cryle. You'll learn soon enough. But forget the alpacas. We have something far more important to show you. Come along. Very fearsome. Yeah, this one was unskippable, where you have to talk to all of the statues. If you wish to learn the history of Tuliolal, then look no further. These stone pillars, you mean? What is special about these pillars, if I may ask? At a glance, they may look like ordinary stone decorations. But if you take a really good look, you'll see there's something much more interesting. The following event cannot be skipped. The history of Tuliolal. Oh, let me turn on the AC real quick, since this won't skip anyway. It's been 100-ish, like, for the whole week, and so it gets hot in here if I don't have the AC on. Pictures? Wait, no, these are glyphs. They seem to tell a series of stories, many of them featuring a two-headed mammal jaw. Oh, then this must be... That's right. It follows the exploits of my father, Galul Jaja, in his journey to unite our lands. We call it the Tuliolal Saga. Aloha. Shh. You're going to hear about the Tuliolal Saga and you're going to like it. The deeds he performed and the bonds he forged, all immortalized in stone. There's no better way to learn how Tuliolal came to be. Study them as long as you like. Imagine he just walks away. This pillar tells the lay of the Brotherhood. Depicts a scene where Papaf granted an audience to the foreign explorer something. I can never remember the name. You mean Ketenram? Aye, that's the one. Ketenram's arrival in Tural is what prompted Papa to embark on his own journey. He said the two grew to be close friends, brothers in spirits, if not blood. But no one knows what became of the explorer in the later years. Ketenram's disappearance is a mystery in Eosia as well. The records say he traveled between our lands and yours for a while, and it was assumed he was lost at sea. Yes, we're going to be exploring that in Shade's Triangle. Here we have the Lay of Reeds. This is the story of when Papa visited the Hanu Hanu in their village in Kozamauka. The people Alfino mistook for Vanu Vanu. If not for the colorful plumage, he spent a fair bit of time among the Vanu in the Sea of Clouds, so it's no surprise he took an interest in your countrymen. I don't know how it is with your Vanu, but our Hanu are a bright and cheerful sort. They hold this one festival every year, very famous, and a lot of fun. Oh, that's right. You look at these, and then you look at the other four. No, Shade's Triangle is the new exploration zone. And since Ketenram was lost at sea, it's almost certainly where we'll learn what happened to Ketenram. This one recounts the Lay of Repast. As you can probably tell, the figure depicted here is of the Zibral, like me. For decades, the Zibral and the Mamuja were at war for control of the forests of Yaktel. The actions Papa took to end that conflict have since been hailed as the first steps in the founding of Tuliolal. There is a clan of Hrothgar and Bozia known as the Hellions. In their society, the women rule as queens, and the men as devoted subjects. Yet here in Tural, Zibral men and women appear to be of equal status. How dramatically culture can vary with location. The Lay of Pots? I know this one. Thanks, Goblin. Good name. Let's see. This one is the Lay of Pots, which depicts the moblins of Kozamauka. They might wear odd masks that sound weirdly muffled when they talk, but the gold and silver work they sell is the best you'll find anywhere. Moblin goods are the standard when it comes to gift giving. Clearly, the Vanu aren't the only people with distant Turali counterparts. If you're done with the first half, we can move on to the second. Aloha, be quiet. Go take a nap. The Lay of Gold. This pillar shows one of the Pelu Pelu, whose homeland's in Urkopacha. Having created our currency, the Pelu are rightfully known as the Merchant Clan. They oversee Tuliolal's markets, and their traveling peddlers are common sight no matter where you go in Tural. Don't let their size fool you. They might be mistaken as children, but beneath those masks, they are clever and calculating traders. Oh, this one is my favorite. The Lay of Ice depicts the battle with the legendary Tural Vidral, Valagarmanda. I should explain. A Tural Vidral is a creature that has lived far beyond its usual lifespan and awakened to preternatural powers. Valagarmanda itself was dubbed the Sky Ruin, a name earned for its destruction and terror it visited upon Tural every time it stirred from its slumber. Oh, we're probably going to be dealing with a series of other Vidral then. If hopefully they'll mention a few other ones as part of the MSQ. If not, they'll mention them probably in side quests. But 80 or so years ago, its ruinous reign was brought to an end. After a great struggle, Papa and his comrades managed to overcome the raging Vidral and seal it away in the Urcopacha Mountains. Despite his reputation, however, Valgarmenda is also a symbol of power. That's why you'll see his likeness in Tuliola's national emblem and adorning the banners at the palace. Ah, delay of proof. That big fellow is of the Yahui, the largest of Tural's people. These giants once used their great size and strength to establish a dominion encompassing all of Tural. Having brought the southern reaches to heel, they then turned northwards, setting their sights on Tural. You'll recall that massive bridge they built beyond the Skygate. Sometime after launching their northern campaign, however, they just gave up. They abandoned the lands they'd conquered and withdrew into the mountains of Urcopacha. I've never seen any of their kind so much as set foot in the city. Well, you'll see it later because I certainly saw it in the MSQ. This was a people with the power and resourcefulness to raise a temple on a mountaintop and build a bridge across the sea with stone. What would move them to renounce their ambition and their place in Turali history? And this is where we'll carve a new future. Oh, this one's unmarked. Papa said he left a blank pillar for the next chapter of Tuliola's history. Whatever that might be. That's for us! Put me there! Just maybe not this character's face, you don't want that. Had your fill of history then? Glad to hear it. You know, I feel awfully hungry all of a sudden. No surprises there, seeing I couldn't keep anything down for a while. Now I think I'm ready to eat again. So let's go and have ourselves a bite of a local delicacy. Come, I'll take you to the best restaurant in the city. I like the sound of that. Yes, me too. Give me tacos. Give me tacos. Make sure they're big and fat. Oh, let me grab this. I know that it'll take me to the inn soon enough, but I might as well just grab it now. Not only is it the best restaurant in the city, it's where all the role quests will be. Although I can do all the role quests on my main, I don't have to do them on this character. I haven't done any of them on my main. Have you ever had tacos? I knew it! They're a Tuliola classic. You bake a crunchy shell made from corn flour and fill it with meat and salad. A lot of shops and stalls sell them, but I like how they're made here at Zebaliev Dai. Zebaliev Dai, the best. I need one right in front of me right now. Let's head downstairs and place an order with Old Brook. You can't dye your artifact gear until you do the role quests.
Brook Evo! My companions must sample your heavenly tacos.
I like how all of the
One for each
important
of us,
lore unvoiced. Tacos, voiced.
I promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
Did you hear the Silver Scares are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster. More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
Sorry about that. Yeah, no.
Aye.
We know about
I'm
that.
now keen to rebuild their broken reputations. The survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
Well, they shouldn't have tried taking Wanderer's Palace. That's their fault.
The legend of the Golden City is well known here, I take it.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale. Like our skeptical Erinville.
Who's probably right behind you when you said that? No.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
Give me... No, where's the taco?
Now, to find a spot with a pleasant view to enjoy our crunchy
We should have just
spoils.
sat down right there.
Oh,
My tacos! Was that Zoral Jaw? Sure was. Oh no, that's her other brother. Why? What kind of jerk are you?
Isn't the third?
Why would you do
promise?
that, brother?
oh, no.
You will respect us.
I don't know these ones. New salt.
Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother.
Shut up,
Of course,
Backle
that's
Jaw.
it. Wuklamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
You're just mad because you didn't think of it, idiot.
Was there something you wanted, Bakul Jaja?
The third promise remembers us.
Listen, Backle Jaja, all I know is I stopped seeing you at some point in the MSQ.
Glory
So y'all
on
two
your
better
name,
shut the fuck
brother.
up and focus about yourselves, all right?
And on yours, brother.
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family. Unlike the sneevling housecut, we are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Golul Jaja.
Right,
as
they-
Dawn Servant.
It did say on the site that he hates all people with one
All
head.
peoples are equal in Tulihiola. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
None of this has any bearing on the right of succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
Yeah, let me waste my energy. I'll mess him up.
The kitten comes to the house cat's defense.
Pathetic. Since when was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
Listen to me, you.
He has no idea the trouble he's in for with me. Thank you, Jureticus, for the 6
Two-headed
months.
Mamulja. I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Yeah, that's right. You didn't know about Wanderer's Palace, did you, Kryle?
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft. Those are likely the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakul Jaja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of three clans. The Hubigo,
Taco!
the Bunewa, and the Dopro. Every once in a great while, a two-headed offspring is born from a union between the brown-scaled Hubiko and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Blessed siblings indeed.
At least they get
Forget
along.
them. Let's go and buy more tacos. I can think of nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
More tacos. More tacos.
Enjoying your tour of the city, I trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest. As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the rite of succession. Shall we
No!
meet you there?
No, you should meet us at tacos.
The palace it is. I'll let Wuklamart know. Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
So it goes.
I'm not gonna lie. If someone stepped on my bag of tacos, I'd know there's still taco filling in that bag, and I would just get a fork or use my hands and just eat out of the bag. Like, if the choice is no tacos or what's left of the tacos, I'm getting what's left of the tacos. Yeah, it's just taco salad at that point. Come on now. It's all still in there. I was looking forward to trying some authentic Tuliyola cuisine. We should hurry and join Alfino and the others at the palace. Alright. It's a bit of a climb to the top, but you can head up from the Resplendent Quarter, even the eastern side of Talon March if you prefer. Not that you have any now that you have an idea of how the city's laid out, I'll let you find your own way to Valak Shunsa. Oh, my poor empty belly. Listen, you gotta remember that Kryl is a foreigner here and has never heard of a taco before. So, it's like when your parents used to be like, oh yeah, my kid's really into that Pokemon thing. She had a Pokemon moment. Or when, actually, speaking of poke, it's like when somebody refers to poke as poke. Can I get a poke salad? Can I get a poke salad? Aloha, take a nap, dude. I'm not playing with you or giving you treats. Aloha's like, tacos! Tacos! He keeps dipping his head under the fountain and then coming back and complaining that his head is wet. Because he's an idiot. That's all he's doing over and over again. We saw a two-headed mammal jaw on our way here. Another claimant in the right of succession, according to Aaronville. The food is amazing. Passing mammal jaw, let us try a fruit called a cherimoya. It's just sublime. Oh, that's the one that she gets in the trailer. There's so many narrow and winding streets. But even if you get lost, all you have to do is keep heading up and you'll arrive at the palace eventually. Do you have a better feel for the city now? You made it. Good. Then we're all here. I'm still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted calipari, but the contest won't wait for us forever. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. Okay. I like when several cutscenes play in sequence. I've acquainted the twins with the city as best as I could in a short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably, something would catch their eye, spurring them to run down into an alley to investigate, just like herding a pair of unruly girls. I understand all too well. Charlene had the same effect on me. Right then. Now it's time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home and to meet the allies I've chosen. Given how impulsive he is, though, there's no telling what we might be in for. Estinian having a nice duel in here. I like how Estinian gets our trailer moment instead of us.
Estinian? When did he get here?
What's the point? Why is he here?
Oh, you know this man? Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunperch to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
So the one Estinian is crossing blades with.
He doesn't mess around. Didn't even notice we were here.
That will do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter. Know that you are the strongest I fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
Damn right.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that
Estinian
man there.
instantly gassing us up.
I see you, warrior.
Oh my goodness, thanks for the 10 gifted subs, Magitech. Thank you.
We had no idea you meant to visit Tural.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
I'm not sure I understand.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Yes, you still have to do the solo duty when you skip. Lamati.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
We've got good dad here.
Oh. When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solonash.
It's Erenville now, Dawn Servant. I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then.
Why do you not want us to know your real name,
I
Erenville?
assume our Lamatis recruited allies. Ha! Old-tempered steel. Yet as much as I'd enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the right is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once. Then I shall leave you to it. Good
Because
fortune, my
redacted.
friends.
Aloha, stop. Go take a nap, dude. Go. No, I'm not giving you treats. You're not getting any treats. Damn, even he's like, I hope that guy doesn't win.
The claimants are assembled. The first promise, Zorolja.
Yeah, about that guy.
The second promise, Gona. The third promise, Uklamat. And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja. You four will compete in the right of succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away. And it is time I yield my position.
At least you're a strong enough person
But
to admit
mine is
it.
a torch that has never been passed. Tuliolal is young. And so I look to the always for inspiration. The right of succession. The means by which the autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest. But the Tuliolal I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamulja at all.
Yeah. Yeah, grimace all you want.
So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
I like how they're clearly setting up.
Us to compete again.
Yeah. Bakul Jaja is the villain when I already know who the trial is later.
It seems the one head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
He already had a spot. Why would he compete?
Our brother was in Shock Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral. Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself. To triumph in the right of succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Tural and find the City of Gold.
This man still wants this legend to be solved.
If I may, Father.
It's but a legend. No, shut up.
Speak, Gorna.
Gorna.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
I offer us proof, my unbroken word, for I have seen it with my own 4 eyes.
The city's real. All those years.
He could be lying.
This was before the founding of Tural. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions. And we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City. I mean to have you do the same. But in order to achieve victory proper, you'll need to break the seal I put in place.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Bring them.
No, I'm ignoring you, Aloha. No. Your food's already in the bowl. You've already been fed. No. Go take a nap. Or tablets. Why is he giving us a bunch of iPads? Why do these iPads look so old?
Tuliyola saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth. Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself, giving you a proper challenge. You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both, but I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
A waste of time.
Just name Bakunja just successor and be done with it.
No.
The rite of succession begins now. I'll be watching you progress with great interest. And Clement, remember to collect your tablets before you leave.
My man hates the mammal jaw. Hates Mammoth, at least. They're just greedy. They just want power.
You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
Galuf. Ask about Galuf.
I am Cryle Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my orders some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf. Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
No, not at this time.
He can't spoil it.
I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request, would afford one of them an unfair
Saw that one
advantage
coming.
in the right of succession. But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Very well, Dawn Servant. On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your Golden City. Thank you for hearing my petition.
You're a cool guy, Galul. Sir, thanks for the tier 3 for 40 months. Thank you. Yeah, all the alerts are off.
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galuf.
Oh my Jesus. Jesus, sir. Crack, thank you for the prime. Sir, thanks for the 50 subs. Jesus. Re-lurk. Look at all the people. They really just wanted to render this many people, huh?
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this?
It's a lot of silent chaos. Chaos.
Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm.
I was swept up in the promise of content and loot.
Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil.
Not our first time,
If you are second-guessing your
Aaronville.
decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
Stop trying to get me out of this, Aaronville.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend, and there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it.
Thanks, Graha.
Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
I want to see where this journey leads.
So you are committed to your path? I will speak no more of it then. As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
Here they come!
It's Zeralja!
Such a fearsome mien. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliola's mightiest warrior.
First promise, our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please!
Zeralja.
Take heart, tiller of the soil. The Resilion's son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
He didn't say he would give you what you wanted for. He's just letting you know he has ears, man. Don't get so excited. Yeah, he heard you. We're gonna walk away now.
The first promise and commander of the Landscape. Zeralja, the Palaceer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Zeralja is indeed the natural child of Gulul Jaja.
And Resilient Son, is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion. Common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children. Yet Zeralja was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire.
Don't worry, I've surpassed the
Should he
sire.
come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists. This puts him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace. You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Zeralja, the warmonger.
Kryl, are you all right?
Don't worry. He doesn't stand a chance, Kryl. We have main character powers.
Yeah, it gave me a glimpse into Zeralja's ambition.
Hey, no fair. I want to see.
Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Kona.
Second promise, you must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like.
Oh, he
We
will.
need you in charge to make trading easier.
The elders, they complain and complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new.
You have our wholehearted support,
With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Hello, Taurus. Thanks.
Forgive me, but the right of succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me. Plain spoken, as always. That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studium.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
Well, that's probably for the better. Ture, thanks for the tier 1.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
Yeah, he's been really
In
good.
furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliolal with every bright notion he learned of in Charlian. He is the hope of those who prize innovation. As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
How come you skipped ahead of Wuklamat?
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser claimants.
Damn. I'd laugh if everybody went quiet for him. There we go. Yeah! Instantly like, I don't know about this guy.
Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant. That my kind should reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliyola.
That's kind of the point, man.
I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your deity.
Well said, brother.
The Mamulja finally found peace in Tuliolal. A pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
Don't worry, we'll stop him.
The chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself.
Almost certainly not.
One thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn Servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Yeah, it's not good.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
Man, that's messed up. They're all leaving before Wuklamat even shows up.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, third promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Turali way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliolal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies.
Oh, so she's
to
the
get
boomers like her, but that's it. All right.
This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life. I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
I place our precious third promise into your care.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the rite of succession?
Of the Dawn's promise? I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Damn. Their accomplishment is that she's going to win Dawn Servant.
Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
It's fine. More than anyone, I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Yeah, but they don't have the Warrior of Light, so they're screwed.
Better? Wuklamat, I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling. Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
Thank you, Destin, for the second month. Welcome back. Thank you. That two-headed claimant, Bakujaja, treats everyone around him as lesser beings. No doubt he tried to elevate the memorable job of the other races should he become Daunt. Yeah, we had this discussion already, Alice. Not unlike how the Gallians afforded special status to pureblood Gallians. So Koana, the second promise, is intent on developing his country by means of Sharlayan innovations. Given his background, I suppose it should come as no surprise. I know not what drives Zoralja, but it engulfs him like an inferno. As you just witnessed, Wuklamat has no great army of supporters. Not yet, at least. Well, so much for the brief reunion I had in mind. Papa is not one to waste time when he decides to act. I'm used to it by now, of course, but others are caught off guard. In any case, we should talk about how we're going to find the City of Gold. All we have to work with are the 7 tablets and the connection to the Tuliolal saga. Might I suggest comparing the tablets against the pillars? We should check for any discrepancies between them. Good idea. Let's go take a look. The Studium has been... I remember seeing that and being like, why now? Like, I get why, because of Kona, but still. Seems like something that could have been there ages ago. Whee! Hello, Alphano. That makes everyone. Wuklamat, the tablets, if you would. Of course. Everyone has a tablet. Then let's compare them to their respective pillars. Keep an eye out for even the smallest differences. It would probably help. Yeah, I'm gonna say Alisaie's just looking at the thing. She's not even holding the tablet. Hello, Valagarmando. Unless I'm missing something, the glyphs appear to be identical. The only difference being that the tablets have hollows where the keystones are to be fitted. So now that we've established the scenes are the same, where do we go from here? The Dawn Servant said we were to retrace the path we walked in uniting Tural's people, that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. Then we have the answer here in front of us. Papa's path is all laid out in the Tuliyollal saga. The events of the glyphs portray. Do we know the exact locations where they took place? If one is close, we could go there in search of an elector. That would confirm we're on the right track. Let me think. The Lay of Reeds was in the nearby Hanuhanu settlements. Papa took me there once. It was during the festival season, and the whole village was alive with good cheer. There's also the Lay of Gold. That one involved the Pelu Pelu village, which is about the same distance from here. Before going anywhere, we should ask around about the road ahead. I heard a lot about us we toured the city of the storm that we passed through at sea. Apparently it ravaged Tural several days ago. Since our roads are not as well paved as Eorzea's, they may be more susceptible to damage from natural disasters. We want to avoid wasting time taking a dead-end trail. I suggest we spend a few moments making inquiries. If it's information we need, just leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. Thank you, Nico, for the 12 months. Oh yeah, I'll definitely finish it before then, Fit. And I don't think there's a time limit, Ultimus. Not one anytime soon, anyway. It would be prudent to ensure that we're prepared for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've arranged. Bam, 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 bam. Lamont said she would bring the information to us. I wonder what she meant by that. What a comfort to have our lodging sorted in advance. Such lovely little cottages, and they're on the water. That's right, the reservation is under Wuklemot's name. If you don't mind, I'll leave my companions to you. Certainly, sir. I'll go and track down the third promise. Once you've finished organizing your gear, you can meet us outside Zebalyatai. Greetings, visitors of Tuliyollal, and welcome to the Forard Cabins. Whenever you are ready, I will show you your rooms. I like the bird just constantly flapping in all the cutscenes. I think any of the NPCs are like, shut that thing up. I like how they all go to their rooms. I instantly just leave. Burp. Yes, we must go on the right of succession. trust you to be the keenest to head out, Slacka. I'm not Mr. Happy here. But where are Erenville and Wuklamot, I wonder? Oh, good. You're all here. Who might your companions be? Seeing as we need information, I thought who better to get it from than the locals. These two hail from the villages we're thinking to visit. I give you credit for taking initiative, at least. What do you mean at... What do you mean, at least? I am honored that the third promise would seek my advice. I, too, am happy to answer... No, I'm happy. Any encounter might be an opportunity to do business. Thank you both for your help. Before we begin, there will doubtless be other occasions where we need to act independently, so I brought these for the two of you. Link pearls. What is this? It is called a link pearl, a gemstone harvested from a special cell. A special shell. No special cells, please. I'm done with those. When linked together, they allow people to communicate across great distances. Is that so? What a handy thing to have. You'd think Kawana would have brought those back. It'll be very useful on our travels. Speaking of which, I should get back to introducing you to my two new friends here. These webs do be like unto chains, let me tell you. Thanks for the 40 months, Meekley. The Tuliolal saga features a number of Tural's clans. Two of those, the Hanu Hanu and the Pelu Pelu, have settlements relatively close to the city, so I brought a representative of each. As I mentioned before, the Hanu are cheerful people who love festivals. They make their appearance in the Lay of Reeds, and their home village, Okhanu, is located in Kozamauka. The other, smaller fellow, is of the Pelu, a clan of business-minded folk from Urkopacha. They appear in the Lay of Gold and craft all kinds of marvelous goods in Wachumpelo, their village. Now, as for deciding which village to visit first, why don't you put that adventurer's instinct of yours to the work for us, Slacka? Pick our destination. You got it.